All right, so I wanted to show you this behavior system that I've been working on. It's fully customizable, obviously, because it's all done through Google Forms, and Google Data Studio, and then Google Sheets in between. I have a few more ideas about where I can take this, so I'll share those towards the end. But as of right now, it's all under student log. So this is where a teacher would come to log anything about a student, whether it be positive, negative, a communication log, or there's also the option to email through this log system. So I'm going to start by putting in my email, and let's say I want to look at a 10th grade student. So I'm going to hit next. It's going to bring up all the 10th grade students. I think I want to log something for Barry Bell. Hit next. And we're going to do a positive log. It's going to ask me a few questions. So first, what is the category? So I'll say increased productivity. We'll say date of event was today, and it was at 2:30 p.m. Description of event. Oops, I have caps on. Let's see. Barry did a great job in math class today. And then it asks you if you want to send a positive email to the parent or guardian. The description of the event will be included in the body of the email. So if you choose yes, that means that the parent or guardian is going to get an email with this as the body of the email. So I'm going to go ahead and click submit. And what's going to happen is it's going to go ahead and send an email. So I'm going to go to my Gmail account, because I have myself marked as all of the parents and guardians for now. So I can see I just got an email that says Barry's doing great things. And it has a little description there. So that's one way to use it. I'm going to go ahead and submit another response. My email address. And we're still going to do 10th grade student. That's this time that's due Heather Baker. Hit next. We're going to do a negative log. And let's say she uses inappropriate language. This was actually on Friday. I just now had a chance to log it. We'll say 2:30 again. Make sure we change this to PM. It was in the classroom. Who or what was most harmed by the student's behavior? So this is a question that doesn't pop up very often, but it's so important to acknowledge who's being harmed, and then also give the student a chance to recognize that and undo the harm. So that's kind of where this is headed. So let's say inappropriate language, the teacher was harmed. I was really offended by what that student said. Immediate action taken by teachers. So which one of these things did you do immediately? I'm going to say I did a private restorative conversation. If the student was given a chance to undo the harm caused, please explain the choice presented to the student and the student's response. So there is an option here for this, but we had a private restorative conversation, and since I was the one that was harmed, he was given a chance, or she was given a chance to undo the harm. So student responsibility and conversation was positive. Additional notes or description, I'm going to leave that blank. And then you have two options here. You can send an email to a parent or guardian, and you can refer to the admin. So I'm going to hit yes for both of those. I'm going to click submit. Again, I am the parent guardian and I am the admin, because I don't want to be sending emails to people other than myself. So I will see a few things here. I will see this is the email that I would be getting as a parent. So it just has a category. It says, please reach out to the person who logged it. So that's going to be the teacher's name and the teacher's email for more information. And then the second one is the email that the admin gets. So that's going to give all the information there. So that's that referral email. Next, you can use it for communication log. Let's do Heather Baker again. So I'm going to log communication. I talked to the father. It was through text message. I was able to speak with him, so I did get a response. And he said, okay, done. Great description. I'm going to click submit. That just logs the communication. I don't get any kind of emails for that. That's just logging it. But there is a way to actually email within this system. So that's so you don't feel like looking up the email address for a student's parent or guardian. So let's say Sabrina. Sabrina, we want to send an email to whoever is listed as your very first point of contact. Subject, Sabrina is missing assignments. And hello, I'd love to connect about the assignments Sabrina is currently missing in my class. Thank you. Explain. You have the choice to copy admin here. Again, it's just going to send an email to the admin. I'm going to click no on this one just to avoid getting the double email. I'm going to click submit, and as a parent, I am going to get that email about Sabrina. And it looks just like as if I sent it from my own email address, but I did not have to go in and find that email for the parent or guardian. All right, so that's a lot of the really cool stuff that this does, but then I also have it connected to a Google Data Studio file. So this has 4 different pages. The first page is a summary. You have logs by week broken down into positive and negative. You have negative logs year to date and positive logs year to date. You have a breakdown of which ones were referred to, or how many were referred to admin versus not referred to admin versus no response, which we can assume is probably a no. Didn't refer to admin. Immediate actions taken. So that's the breakdown of the immediate actions taken by teachers. And then if you scroll down, I've kind of got split into 2 sides. So you have all the negative logs on the left side and positive logs on the right side. So it has it broken down by category. And as you can see, you hover over and you can get more information about those. For negative, it has by day of week and location. For positive, it has by day of week. We don't have location recorded on that, but of course you could add that. And then it goes down into demographics, so school data. So this is just the overall data, not necessarily about the logs. Males versus females, and then the different ethnicities. So then you can really look at how that relates to your negative logs and positive logs. So you have grade level as a bar chart, and then you have gender. So it looks like females are getting most of the negative logs, and it's about 63% of the negative logs as opposed to the 53% that they make up in the school. And then you can do the same thing with ethnicity, and then both of those for positive as well. And then it has the top earners. It has how many referrals they have, or I'm sorry, how many negative documentations they have and how many positive documentations broken down by category. So you can see those at a quick glance as well. Next is a problem solving page. So this is to kind of help you narrow down what you need to focus on. So we're going to go to log type, and we're going to go to strictly negative logs. I can see already that inappropriate language is my largest category, and my largest location is in the classroom. But I'm actually going to not narrow down the location just because that brings us down to only 2 negative documentations. So I'm going to go to category. I'll narrow down the inappropriate language. And maybe I want to look at disruption too. So I want those 2 on there. And I can see already that all of those logs are coming from 9th graders. But if you had more grades and you want to narrow down a grade level, you can continue to narrow it down here using this filter. And then I can tell, Okay, I already know that Monday is not an issue with this, but we have several on Wednesday, so I'm going to narrow down to only Wednesday. Actually, I'll do Wednesday and Tuesday, my top two. And I can see which two students are earning the largest number of negative documentations for all of those settings. Of course, now it's only one for each because I have very few documentations logged, but as you get more in there, it would make more sense to kind of use this to narrow down and do some problem solving. Next is the student-specific page. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here to the student filter, and Heather Baker has the most logs, so I'm going to click on her. It's going to tell me name, ethnicity, male or female, whether or not she has an IEP 504 or none. You have logs by week, both positive and negative. It has all the positive logs here in a chart and then all the negative logs. Her highest category, so it looks like she's got one of each of these three. Her day of week breakdown and location. And then if there's any communication logged with the parent or guardian, that's going to go in the communication log. Next are the communication logs. So this is logs by week. You can narrow this down by submitter. I am the only submitter, so it wouldn't make sense in this case. You have logs by contact type, so whether it's a phone call, the majority of your logs are phone calls. You have response success, so 54% of our contact is successful. And then top communication loggers, so it's me, and right now there's also a null category. And then it just has a list of all of the logs. So again, all of this is totally customizable. You can change whatever you see here. You can change what metrics you want to see and how often you want to see them. There's all kinds of ways to narrow this down and make it so that it fits what you're looking for. But yeah, I'm really excited that I've kind of got the system down, and I'm excited to see where else it will go, which brings me to a couple different things. There is the ability to make a dashboard that is strictly for students, so they would have to log in to see it, and they can see all of their own logs. And you can even embed Google Forms so that they can do some kind of reflection all within the dashboard. You can also do the same thing with teacher data, so you can log it down to only the submitter can see their own logs as opposed to seeing the entire school's logs. So that's to come. But otherwise, that is what I have for you today. So I love any kind of feedback. That would be great. Yeah, thank you.